Happy Friday to you guys. I've got another unboxing video here, and I have a little confession to make. I actually shot this unboxing video about a week ago, and I made a silly mistake that I caught, and don't think anybody else did. Otherwise, you guys would have lit me up in the comments. But I'm going to reshoot this because I have a little bit different angle, and so here we go. But I did repackage everything to exactly how it comes from the manufacturer. But I just wanted full transparency that I have had this out of the box and played with it a little bit prior to shooting this additional video, if you will. But I think it's going to add some value. I have some recommendations for Taurus if they're listening, which I doubt they are, but presentation matters, and so I'm going to shoot my shot and see if maybe they hear me. What we have here is the Taurus Raging Hunter with the 8 3/8 inch barrel, which from what I understand was the 2019 hunting handgun of the year. And I've done a little bit of research on this, and to me it kind of blows me away that you can take down big game with handguns. But it makes sense because it's a large revolver that you can have chambered all the way up to 500 Smith & Wesson, 454, all kinds of giant rounds. So it makes sense that you can take down big game with this thing. And you'll see here in a second that the Picatinny rail on the top allows for all kinds of different mounting options, full scopes, and all kinds of neat stuff. And so I wanted it just because it's a giant revolver and looked like a lot of fun to shoot. This one's going to be chambered in 357 Magnum, which I have a few others of, and so ammo's not going to be a problem. And just wanted to kind of see what it's all about. I will say I've been looking at these in display cases for quite some time over the years. It sounds like it was introduced in 2019. Here it is 2025, and I'm just getting my hands on one. I'm a little late to the party, which is okay. But I will say that I always thought that based on how it looked that the barrel was polymer, which I didn't really want. But after doing a little bit more research and getting my hands on one, it is full steel, which is super cool. And I've got a ported barrel and all kinds of neat stuff. So what I'm going to do is show you the original presentation from Taurus, and then I have a recommendation based on an accessory that I bought that I think they should probably just ship it from the factory with, and it would be a lot better presentation, which in this day and age matters. So without further ado, all right, so here's what comes in the box. Up top here, you've got your normal paperwork. So this is talking about how to activate your warranty. I'll set that to the side. Got the mandatory hazardous chemical exposure notice, mainly for California. So let's put that there. And then here's one I want to stop for a second, because this is why I decided to reshoot this video. They give you a coupon for this super cool case that is like 40 bucks. And then with the coupon code, you get it for 30, and you end up paying what, 7, 8, 9, 10 bucks for shipping. So all in 40, 50 bucks for a sweet case on a giant revolver that most people wouldn't have a case for on hand anyway. And so this is going to be my recommendation, is that instead of shipping it to you in this cardboard box wrapped in plastic, that they ship it like this. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like, because I actually got this in today. So let's take a look at that. But before we do that, that's your instruction manual, that's your lock, and here is the giant Raging Hunter. And here's the mistake I made the other day. So I was actually reading this, the Compromiso com Excelencia. And I said something about knowing a little bit of Spanish, which I'm not a dummy. I realized they speak Portuguese in Brazil, but I thought about that for a second. And I was like, well, they're derived from each other. And not true, actually. I did a little bit of research there. And so this actually means commitment to excellence in Portuguese, which is Taurus's slogan from what I understand. And let me tell you, I don't have any experience with Taurus revolvers or semi-autos or what have you. This is my first, and so did a little bit of research, like I said, and drop a little bit of knowledge on you. Apparently Spanish and Portuguese are both derived from Latin, which was spread there by the Iberian Peninsula from the Romans. So vulgar Latin is what it said. So kind of neat, a little bit of information for you. but that's not why you're here. So let's pull this out of the packaging. Drop this out of this bag here. And that is a beefy pistol. Really, really neat. Let's go ahead and take the rest of this packaging off here. So it does have a little rubber guard to keep the back sight here from getting beat up or tearing holes in the plastic, I'm assuming. And then we're going to use both of these to drop the cylinder out and get this little plastic disc out of here. And that's pretty much it in terms of the unpackaging. The only other thing I took off was there's this little tag that hangs down from the trigger guard here. So I can tell you just first, impressions. Love that it's full steel. Love that it has a giant rail on the top for whatever kind of optic you want to put on there. It does have a ported barrel, which is super cool. So I'm wondering how that will affect muzzle flip. Sight-wise, just your basic iron sights. And the other thing I pointed out in my other video that I really like is that the thumb pad on this hammer is giant. So it makes it real easy to pull that back, and the action seems real crisp in terms of decocking and what have you. I have not shot this yet. I will take it to the range very soon and shoot another video of first impressions of my first Taurus revolver. But I will say that I love the balance in terms of it not being too forward heavy or what have you. And so with that, love the grip here, nice and easy. I've got pretty big hands. Feels like it's really ergonomically well designed ergonomically, and good grip for me to hang on to. I like this gun a lot. So let me take a second and show you guys how I think it should have come packaged for an extra 40-50 bucks. Just tack that onto the price tag, because these run you somewhere around $1,000, if not a little more, based on finish. And so for an extra 50 bucks, I mean, it's up there with the Chiappa Rhino and so on and so forth. And so in this day and age where presentation matters, I think this would have been a better presentation to make me feel better about the money spent. Okay, so instead of the previous presentation, you pull this out of a cardboard box and got your nice Taurus logo on the front there. Velcro straps up top here, Velcro enclosure on that. Nice big zipper. Pop that over. Got a spot here for all of your manuals and paperwork type stuff. Now, two little Velcro enclosures for speed loaders. I love the way it holds the gun in one place with a little sock over here for the end of the barrel. And obviously you got your cable lock. Let's pull that out of there. And then a spot for rounds. And this entire little backing here is all hook and loop, so you can move this stuff around however you see fit. Love the case. Like I said, for an additional 30-40 bucks, not including shipping, I feel like this would be a much better way to present this revolver in terms of value. And for all I know, they offer it this way, and for some reason I didn't get that. I don't know, let me know in the comments if that's the case and this is all for naught, but I feel like this would be a much better way to package this. And for all I know, once again, maybe it's they can't get enough boxes in the carton with this little bit larger case or something. Who knows? I'm sure they know what they're doing. But I will say that moving forward, as you have more and more manufacturers starting to pay attention to how they package stuff and what all they include with it and so on and so forth, that really kind of helps set you apart from a value and just really kind of fun aspect that you already have most of everything you need whenever you buy the gun, versus having to run out and buy a bunch of aftermarket parts for it to meet your application needs. So like I said, I'll shoot another video once I get the Hunter to the range. Really excited to try it out. Not sure what kind of optic or if I'm even going to go with an optic, because like I said, for me this is more fun than anything. I'm not going to try and take down big game or deer or anything with a pistol, but from what I understand you can. And so anyway, hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Taurus, if you're listening, would love for you guys to you know, start packaging stuff with the cool accessories that you already make. I think that might be a game changer for you, but what do I know?